Good evening. They came to offer comfort to those who lost loved ones and to offer thanks to those who protected their communities. Today, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge made a personal visit to the areas worst hit by last week's riots in the Midlands.
William and Kate held private meetings with the families of 3 men killed during the disturbances and then visited the businesses rebuilding after 2 nights of chaos. In a moment, Becky Johnson reports on the royal couple's visit to a city centre as retailers recovered from being targeted.
But first, Katie Fawcett reports on their appearance this morning in a small Birmingham community still in grief.
They came to pay their respects to a small community in Birmingham thrust into the spotlight by tragedy. The families of 3 young men killed in a hit and run embraced one another before meeting with the Duke and Duchess.
Somebody like myself, I'm a nobody, and for them to come down, it was very, very touching. For my family, for the other family, Shazad's family, Shazad and Musawi's family, we were all grateful that they did come down and show their respects and quite humbled by it.
Just yesterday, these 2 fathers buried their sons. An estimated 20,000 people came to the funeral. But today they spoke with the Duke and Duchess in private about the losses which have united a community but torn their families apart.
You know, people say I'm stone-faced and I'm a man of stone and so strong. I'm a father, I do cry, but I cry in my own time with my own family and try not to show it to the world. Yeah, Haroon did everything, you know, everything I asked of him, my son did. And I'm grateful to my son for that.
The 3 men were killed while trying to protect local businesses in Winson Green. The Duke and Duchess also praised the heroism of the emergency services during last week's riots. Richard Allen was attacked by a group of looters as they raided a jewellery shop.
Normally, we would expect these people to run away. However, our vehicle became immediately under attack. Paving slabs came into our vehicle and I was hit to the side several times with these slabs, as well as the other colleagues in the car.
For some whose businesses were destroyed, the visit brought light relief after last week's violence.
I said to Duchess, I said, ma'am, you are here, our morale is uplifted. We are over the moon. We are now united and everything is now back to normal. She said, very, very well done.
As William and Kate waved goodbye, a crowd had gathered, happy to see a famous smile in a place where recently there have been few. Katie Fawcett in Birmingham for Central Tonight.
A delighted crowd greeted the Duke and Duchess as they arrived in the centre of Birmingham. This store was one of dozens of businesses targeted by looters. William and Kate were told how the shop was ransacked and how people who live nearby helped to clean up the mess. As people waited outside to get a picture of the couple, the Duchess was keen to know the extent of the damage to this street.
Many of the other buildings damaged at all.
But they were told this shop was specifically targeted. It's because they had sweets in here, William says. It shows you how young they were. In this CCTV footage, you can see looters taking everything they could get their hands on, having smashed their way into the shop. Then the owners were devastated, but today they're delighted.
After having 6 or 7 sleepless nights, there's something to cheer about today. I feel so happy and delighted that they've chosen my shop and come here.
I'd never dreamt this would happen to us. And it's like a dream come true. And they look so nice together. They are really a very nice couple.
After 15 minutes, they emerged back into the sunshine. The mood in this city so much brighter than a week ago.
During the riots last week, the Duke and Duchess were at their home in Wales, but they were watching the violence on TV and wanted to come to meet some of the victims in person.
And by doing so, they've boosted morale as Birmingham moves on from the riots. Becky Johnson for Central Tonight.
Well, staying with last week's riots, West Midlands Police have released new CCTV footage from the centre of Birmingham. It shows groups targeting shops in and around Bullring Shopping Centre, smashing doors and windows before looting shops. Police want to speak to these 4 people who were caught on camera breaking into the centre on Monday, the 8th of August.
If you recognise anyone in the pictures or have any information relating to the riots, you can call Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111, and you can keep up to date with the very latest on the police investigation into the riots across the weekend on our website and by following Central Tonight on Twitter. Just go to itv.com/central for all the details. Scientists in